Yes, man. That's a clip from one of the most watched series on TV right now, on Stars, Power. Which last time I guess here we said how come it hasn't won an Emmy or what a Golden Globe yet, and then we went on we went into depth of why it possibly didn't win one yet. But this man hasn't ceased to amaze us. We might have seen him in a recent film, Sorry to Bother You, with my brother Boots Riley, who I went to school with, grew up in the same neighborhood. You already know it. New movie, A Boy, a Girl, a Dream, in theater September. With my good friend Megan Good. He's starring in that as well. Who else is in that? Jay Ellis is in that. Jay Ellis, you know him from Insecure. He's in that as well. Also, Nobody's Fool with Tiffany Haddish and Whoopi Goldberg. That'll be in theaters later on this year. I mean, the man is making moves, Heather B.
What's up?
The man got a lot going on.
Oh, man.
The man is spreading these wonderful vibrations, and there's some vibrations you haven't even been privy to that we're going to talk about today, because I'm very fortunate. I consider him a friend. And this man, I swear to you on everything I love, this ain't for the cameras or the radio, pleasantly surprises me every so often and sends me a gem and says, "What's up, King? I'm just checking in on you. Hope you're doing well." That means so much to me, because a few times you hit me with that. It was a few times I was in the gray. And it was that motion right there that let me know that something's real out there. People are real out there, and that helped pick me up. So every time you do that, I appreciate it. Welcome him back to the show, a super citizen, the one and only Omari Hardwick is back.
Oh, man, thanks for having me. Had to be on my left.
Yep.
my brother on my right.
Sound like he about to hit a bar right there.
I heard it.
Don't start off like that.
I'm happy to be here, man. I always enjoy it. I consider it coming home. Whenever I come to you, swear I'm coming home, brother.
You are at home, and
super cool, bro.
Thank you. So are you, and I think it's important because a lot of times the nature of the businesses we are in requires us to wake up in the morning and think of what's next. We constantly on the grind, but also you're a creative person, so you have that yearning to put out content, put out energy, put out vibration, put out all the different things you've done. But when a person steps aside and that human factor is implemented, it means so much more to me.
Way more, right?
Yeah, and that's something you do. We were just talking about LeBron James and what people have been talking about. We've been talking about the I Promise initiative that he put together in Akron, Ohio.
Greatest assist he'll ever make.
The greatest assist he'll ever make.
Just amazing. I think about whether it was the inner city of ATL. I grew up in Decatur, right?
Yeah.
I'm from Decatur, where it's greater.
Stand up.
And, whether it's the Oaktown places of proportion that raised everybody from Sway to Boots Riley to Raphael Sadiq, not to be remiss.
Ryan Coogler.
Whether it be the inner cities that represent each and every person in the studio with us today and those that are listening, or the a million gazillion citizens who listen to Sway's voice constantly, my brother-in-law, Jared included, we all know that at some point, whether you actually were the beginning thought of the fact that after you watched the game on Tuesday, if it were the NBA, whether you watched the Sunday football game, whether you watched Major League Baseball, people that look like us are often relegated in terms of heroicism. They're often relegated to either holding a microphone and getting it in on stage, dribbling a basketball, or running up and down a football field. And so whether you were the beginning thought or whether you finished the thought, at some point in all those communities I named that we grew up in, we all kind of thought about, or at least pondered the thought of, man, what if every single great athlete opened a school or a hospital in the communities from whence they came? Whether you were the genesis again of the thought or whether you were the end of the thought and said, that's true, great point you make. It truly came to fruition as much as it did that President Obama was the first black president we ever were able to embrace. It truly happened where in my lifetime, in your lifetime, Sway, in Heather B's lifetime, we were able to go, LeBron did that shit.
Yeah.
I used to always talk about it to all kinds of people and different races of people, but mostly black people. I would say, imagine if one great athlete from each team in all the major sports leagues in the world. Obviously, the real football is that of football, right? European football, but American football included, baseball included, basketball included, what if every single great athlete from those three majors started a school, an initiative at that level, a hospital of sorts? Freaking unbelievable that LeBron was able to not only execute it, but it means that he thought about it at some point the same way that I'm saying that we did. So it gives you that moment of realizing we are all but mere mortals. He's not a Superman if in reality he seems as such, and his moniker is King James. At some point, he was but a pubescent kid running around in Akron, dusty and broke, but had a thought way bigger than whether he could get to the hole as quick as Michael, or shoot a fadeaway like Kobe. This beautiful brother was just made a lot more beautiful in my eyes. I'm very proud of him on another level. I can't really put a lot of words around this, where I can just say that as a kid, the better parts of 40 years of age, I've been on this earth 4 decades, which is nothing to scoff at. I was able to see that come to fruition, and I think it's just freaking amazing, bro.
Oh man, give that a round of applause. Awesome. And then people like Jalen Rose, who's done it in Detroit, P. Diddy got a charter school here. It's just amazing. Does it make you, as somebody who has a lot of influence as well, who's being seen around the world as well and has been from years, does it make you want to transcend your celebrity to be something more than just a Golden Globe winner?
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I think, honestly, Sway, for me, and you know this, just as my friend and brother, the awards have always been last in my mind.
Okay.
I have definitely become more of a business-minded person, and I would say shout-outs to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson for aiding in that. He's definitely aided Omari in the thoughts of business and how to navigate that. But oftentimes, I guess what I mean by that is awards are just but a stepping stone to be able to do more. They just expand the platform more. So predecessor to awards would be that of community. I always am proud of the fact that while broke and barely living on a half of a couch and showering at the Hollywood YMCA, or right here in Brooklyn with my aunt when she lived in the Fulton Street Projects, and I was trying to be an actor after getting cut from the NFL, my thoughts were get into juvie systems, give words, give prose, give verses if it's poetry, give a moment of advice, stop by a homeless person's stoop, give them a word. They might die that night, so why don't you leave them with something? I just kind of always had that in me. So there's a natural activism. Very ironic that LeBron's a Capricorn and so am I, but we definitely have always felt very big as Cappies. You know, from Dr. King to Muhammad Ali, there's such an expansive sort of breadth which often puts pressure on us. I think we feel heavy shoulders because we feel that there's way more to doing that which we put food on the table doing. I think we always feel this onus to do more. But when you look at LeBron and you ask that great question, a pertinent question, for me, it streamlines a lot more. It gives me a directive a little bit better than just vaguely going, oh, well, you know, I could do something. I could continue to give back to young kids. I do the Blue Apple Poetry Network and with Jason Taylor in Miami. But those are things that, you know, can I actually do something of worth? If I make money, should I just if I make a substantial amount of money, Sway, should I just put it in real estate? After a while, you go, nah, because that would just be making you and your family wealthier. But there is always a larger family, always a larger family. So what LeBron gave us permission to do as a really cool young, they too cool for school. His generation he's actually younger than us. So at times we think they're foolish for being too cool. And it's pretty amazing because we don't have a lot of athletes stepping up, even politically. We don't necessarily have athletes wanting to represent one side of the fence or the other, because it might definitely dissuade people in terms of wanting their product. If you rep Nike and Republican people are dealing with your faction of Nike, you might not say some stuff as it pertains to the political races. So for LeBron to be so forthright and so forthcoming in terms of being outspoken, not just now with the school, but even when all the things were happening, the support needed for Kaepernick was going on. You can say what you want to say. And there's a lot of hate that goes his way. But that brother,
he's amazing. Man.
He has done some amazing, and I know Stephen A. would agree with me. He's done some freaking amazing things.
Yeah, absolutely. Omari Hardwick is here.
I wanted to inject Jay-Z into the conversation as well. I was having this conversation last night with a bunch of friends about the importance of him executive producing the Rest in Paradise documentary about Trayvon Martin, and I feel like that's kind of like going overlooked a little bit because we posted for one day, like we posting about LeBron James school for one day, and then it goes away. But if Jay and LeBron was beefing or fighting or they had issues with their wives, it would go on forever and ever and ever. And it's like he's another person who is taking his position and is giving back and done more. But it also made me think about you in Brooklyn and music and your and you with your music career as well as other talents. How are you juggling all that as well? Because the last time you were here, we were talking to you about music and whatnot too. Yeah.
For me, a little bit of gasoline is support, right? Not a lot of gasoline, a little bit of gasoline and support. So really just knowing, and not obviously texting you, Heather B, but texting Sway, who definitely represents you, and knowing that if I send a song to Sway, and whether he digs it or not, it's the reality of Sway always responding with, keep doing the music. Sometimes it's a little bit of gasoline. The problem with social media is it's gotten us to the point where we miss the point. The point is that Trayvon's documentary was being done by a person who looks like Trayvon and actually needed to be looked at. What LeBron did needs to be talked about for eons. But what's happened is there's an addictive quality such to the template of what these stories are bouncing off of. The trampoline is social media. But people are getting on the trampoline and going, you a piece of crap. You okay for now. But now you a piece of crap. Their bounce makes them feel good, while in front of them are incredible examples of that which basically they could jump off the trampoline, being social media, and do the positive thing that social media is there to do, which is to actually do something. Why would you just jump up and talk to somebody on a trampoline? That, for the reality of it, ain't really going to go nowhere. The trampoline is always going to be in the same spot. So we're jumping off of people that are really, really great, and we're talking about them while jumping off of them. Yeah, Jay-Z said something about Trayvon, we should rock with it. You're jumping off of Jay-Z's platform. But then you have an issue with Jay-Z's platform. Omari says something, I'm cool with it now. I got an issue with it now. Nah. No, within the family, the argument, quote unquote, has to be within the family. So if you have an issue, it has to be specified to that issue and keep it rocking after that. There is so much negativity amongst us, particularly as brown people. It is maddening to me. So it's a really cool thing when there's even moments, even brevities of, oh, there's some positive. Oh, there's some energy. So for me, I think, Heather B, the best way to answer your question is I keep hearing God go, oh, you got to do everything I put in you. Whether it's music, whether it's acting, whether it's doing movies in between. If Courtney and Curtis let you do movies in between, do them in between. Because you can't even be relegated or limited to ghost only, because if you are, then your microphone is limited and relegated to ghost only. What is Ghost going to come in and talk to Heather B and Sway about? Ghost is a powerful guy that we're talking about. That nigga ain't gonna come in here and talk to y'all about this situation. He might have to be educated on the same things Omari's already educated on. So the reality is we all have a lot of colors, an amalgamation of expansive reachability, and we just don't always use it well. We just don't always use it well.
Omari Hardwick, man. And then also, you know, I hear a lot of the music you send me, I love listening to, because I used to be a guy who used to like jigsaw puzzles and crosswords. You know, and I played a lot of chess as a youth. I tell Heather this often.
I didn't know that's way.
There's no proof, but
that's proof. That's proof. My father.
She like go ahead with your story.
My father was a master, chess master. They say. You know, I didn't grow up with him. He passed on, and then he. I
knew that. I knew you lost your pops.
Yeah. And then so I think it was inhinherited in me, and so
it's just in the bloodline.
It's in the bloodline, man. You know, Omari. And then I lost a lot of friends because of that. You know,
because you were so good.
I was beating their dads. But
the citizens like that. Sway, the citizens probably like when you get cocky a little bit.
I'm never cocky.
No, not arrogant.
Cocky
is always acceptable. Arrogance is not good. Cocky?
Y'all enjoy it in the room?
It's all right.
Okay, so I say this because when I listen to your music,
look at my man back there.
DB,
is he an intern?
Andrew is an intern. He's gonna say the right thing. Okay, well, ask him anything about me. He won't badmouth me. Okay, but no, the point I'm making is your music has a lot of substance, a lot of meat. You're very honest in your music. You know, if you want to find out about Omari, it's only so much you're gonna find out how talented he is as an actor by watching his work, but you get to know who he is as a person by listening to the words he writes.
It means so much to me.
Yeah,
so
absolutely, and I enjoy it. And I hit you and said, man, I want to talk about music. You know,
you did.
You
did.
And then I look at even on the set of Power, you got Naturi, you got Rotimi, you got 50, yourself. Man, y'all ain't
Kendrick now.
Oh, so it's going to be a reoccurring character?
He didn't die.
Good point. Kendrick is going to be a reoccurring character. Give me the headline. Get the headline.
Exclusive.
50 calls in right now, right? Smash cut the Courtney running in the room.
Right.
I was in here.
Have y'all ever, though, all decided
So Rotimi and I have done a lot of music together.
Okay.
Obviously. Okay. And then, 50 Plus O went out last year.
Okay.
So y'all got 50 Plus O.
Yeah.
So that was me and 50 Plus O equal 500. So Curtis and I did that song together.
Yeah.
And Rotimi and I must have done at least 5 or 6 songs together.
Okay.
He was with G Unit, so it was relegated as to how much he could do. But I guess because it was me, Curtis was allowing it. So contractually, you know what I mean. So we did a lot of work together. And then Naturi's supposed to come on. She keeps kind of, one day you're hitting Naturi and she be like, "Oh, my voice."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Girl, just push that crap out. Come on, man.
just push
Just
the
push
crap
the crap out.
Clear your throat.
Yeah, you got all that pain and you got stuff in you, Turi. You got to tell a story." So. I think there's more to her if she stepped behind the mic now, that as opposed to being in 3LW, because there's life there.
Yeah, there's
so
life. Yeah.
For me, I've been really promoting that, but with Kendrick joining, it would be freaking amazing, Sway, if we could all kind of get together and do one joint.
What is it?
It's hard to beat 50's theme song for the show, though.
The theme song is
It's just
classic.
one of the greatest joints of all time.
Yeah. He made a perfect song
killed it.
for the show. What is it that? I mean, I know you said God speaks through you, but when I listen to songs, I gave this song its own title. I'm not even sure if this is the title of the song, "Blood of a Slave." That the title?
Yeah, that's it. Blood of a Slave.
Okay. What is it you want to say? What is it God is telling you to get off your chest?
I guess something very similar to 2 things that were said in here today, or that were spoken about. In the beginning, you said, when you hit me, I was in the gray. I always felt, Sway, that the purpose of me in life was to help people get out of the gray. And what I really want to be heard today more than anything is maybe most importantly, Omari.
Okay.
I don't think anybody in life is doing something of art for anybody out there that's doing art. I think I speak correct in saying you're not doing it short of doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
The long game is that fanship perhaps comes out of it, which is so humbling. But in reality, you're doing it to make yourself a moment of clarity, to make yourself be able to be healed or what have you. And so, Blood of a Slave is an educational reality to that of maybe Kanye was trying to get at whatever he was trying to get at. He said it all wrong. He was misinformed on how to say it, but in reality, we are that of people that carry, as much as you carry the lineage of father being a great chess player, we carry the lineage of being slaves lineage. We come from Alex Haley. We come from Roots. We come from Kunta, Kente. That's where we come from. And so we're still trying to run and figure it all out. We're just kicking pebbles along this road.
Yeah.
But in reality, if I can help somebody along the road be educated a bit and put it with a little swag to it, then to me, I hate that word, but if you want to put some swag to that of truth and allow people to digest it, then it's no different than what Boots Riley did with a movie like Sorry to Bother You.
Absolutely. And you got, is that Mano on this?
That's Mano.
Mano was on this track.
That's Mano, man.
Yeah, Mano.
Super good and underrated to me, bro.
Oh, yeah, Mano, man. We
super gifted to me.
Mano is a member of our cast here. I don't know if he told you that. Like Kendrick is Power, Mano is Sway in the Morning.
He's Sway in the Morning.
Yeah. So he hosts the show and everything.
And he didn't die, so he's coming back. He'll be back on Sway.
He'll be back on Sway, right? Okay.
Because y'all didn't kill him. He's back.
No, you can't kill Mano. I don't know if you know this.
You cannot kill Mano.
No. That is not even possible.
Brooklyn's own.
All right.
Mano.
We're going to play Blood of a Slave. And then this is Omari Hardwick's music. You want to talk with him, 888-742-3345.
Yeah.
It have to be. Omari Hardwick is here. You hear how we doing it, have to be.
Shout out to Mano, too.
Mano's on that, too, man.
Yep.
I want to go to the phone lines real quick. That was called Blood of a Slave. It's not out yet, but it will be. No Omari for his music as well. Eric from Oakland. Go ahead, Eric. What you want to say?
Man, what it do? Hey, Omari, I commend you on you bringing light to the situation with, as far as communal building with LeBron and the things that brothers like entertainers like Jay-Z are doing as far as to shed light on Trayvon Martin's life.
I appreciate that, bro.
I wanted to bring another. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Hey, man, we rocking with power out here, player.
Thank you, player.
Tell y'all,
Thank you, man.
What's your question? What's your question, real quick?
Yeah. How do you feel about the concept, man? I've been pushing this idea. I try to network with as many brothers and sisters as I can, people with technical skills and talent. We had Black Wall Street back in the day, and that was our engine. And today I'm feeling like, if we don't get with technology, we'll be left out. It's literally used to leave us out, but I feel like we need to build a Black Google.
A Black Google? That's what you said?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What I definitely feel like is you're on to something when you say technology is the next everything. At one point, whatever was the new black, technology is it ain't. I mean, look at it, right? We barely want to talk to each other anymore, face to face. Technology is taking over in another level. So why wouldn't we be a part of that? Shout outs to Oklahoma for obviously housing at one point Black Wall Street and the dissipation of it. And, I call my other home Denver, Colorado, and for purposes. I did it, and there was intent to being in Denver, and that is because the technology that, you see in Silicon Valley is very much a part of Denver. It's very much part of Austin, Texas as well, ironically. So you got a lot of places that are in the throes of what you're talking about, E, and I feel like to answer your question, I guess it was you were asking what I think about it. I fully support not necessarily certain technological realities, but I fully support us being a part of the technological movement for sure. People that look like us, it's a necessity.
Eric, you're a citizen, man.
In the morning.
I'll be in Oakland this weekend. Coming in on Friday. Look for me, Lakeshore. Patrick, what up, man?
Look for me.
Patrick, what up?
Hey, how's it going, man? Omari, I'm a huge fan. Hey, Sway, I love what y'all do, man. I got to say, that song was hot, man. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, brother.
That's that good shit.
I appreciate it, man.
I'm just so tired of all this other stuff. That was hot, man. Hopefully they get to blow up and have all success, man. So
I appreciate that, man.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Pat. And I'm sure Mano will appreciate that too, my man.
All right, Sarita in Kansas, what would you like to say real quick? Go ahead.
I would like to say just thank you so much for being wise and bringing the wisdom to the radio station this morning. Because in order for us to start being unselfish and reaching out to people, it allow us to take a break and give other people a break when they're down in the grave too. So I really appreciate you, man. And I love the show.
Thank you. You're a citizen, all right?
Sway in the morning.
Amari, I know you got to go to the next show, man. But
I'm gonna see you later, though, right?
You're gonna see me later. Amari's coming on TRL.
I miss Sway, y'all. I'm trying to hang with him a little bit.
We doing it, man.
Heather B, you coming? Damn, Heather B. It took you 2 seconds.
Sit down. She didn't say nothing.
It's hard to get me out, Amari. Jersey.
Amari, continue success.
Thank you, Sway.
All right, and then guys, look
I love
for
you,
him.
brother.
I love you too, man. On Nobody's Fool, that's coming out in November. A Boy, a Girl, and a Dream. That's in September the 14th. Sorry to Bother You is out now. Power, you could catch it Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern on Stars. Renewed for another season.
Yep.
Right? And, man, I want to ask you about the character. We'll talk about it later on TRL because your character, James, you're going through some things, man.
He's unraveling, ain't
He's unraveling, man. So we're going to talk about that, too.
Citizens.
Thank you, Omari Hardwick, man. All right. Sway in the morning, Shade 45.